Hello, thank you for stopping by. My name is Briar. I just wanted to make a quick video. I already uploaded a video on my channel before me trying to play a game called Serpent's Gaze. I wasn't really satisfied with the quality, but I'm trying to improve that game as I go and also my quality with videos. So, like right now, the sound of my mic, I don't know if this is good. I'm trying to find a way to make it sound better at the very least. Like that's what I really want. But let me get to the actual meat of this video. So if you read the title, I'm trying to build myself a solo RPG world. Is it like your run of the mill role play type thing? Yes and no. And let me explain real quick what I mean by that. This is a personal project. It was an idea that came to me when I was just doom scrolling on YouTube, and I saw a lot of videos with the exact same style of naming. I'm pretty sure you've all heard searching for a world that doesn't exist. Now, I was not inspired by that video. I've never seen it. But I was looking and I saw a bunch of other Minecraft worlds, some people doing their own series and things like that. And I wanted to sort of build my own. When I was in my creative writing class back in college, I had an idea for a poem. And yes, this is slightly inspired by the King in Yellow, at least like the existence of it. But I wrote a really weird poem. And it's the name that why my channel is called what it is, Briar Knight. Uh some of you may, if you are able to recognize it. I think some people have told me before that it reminds me of the name, at least, Elden Ring. I didn't know that there was a knight covered in thorns. I just like that idea. And so when I was searching it up, I'm like, Elden Ring. Cool. But it wasn't called the Briar Knight. To my knowledge, I think it's called something else. But it gave me an idea for a story. And I was really inspired mostly by, I'm blanking on the name of it. I don't think I'm going to be able to remember it well. But in short, the story is about my character, Briar, who wakes up in this area right here. This whole area. I'm not going to explain everything. I'm not going to show everything because I kind of want to wait until I have more developed. But she wakes up here and has no memory. Now, I'm not a fan of the amnesia trope. I hate it as much as anybody else. But I'm using it as a device. She wakes up here and when she comes out, she has no idea who she is, aside from a few journals that I have yet to write. I still have to write those. Um, she wakes up and finds a litany of journals that don't really explain who she is. It's just from a random person who may have been living here. I'm trying really hard not to explain the whole story to spoil things, but most of these videos that you're going to see me doing this are updates on things that I've built and how close I am to actually releasing those. Because I'm building this in tangent with. Sorry. I'm building these in tangent with writing the script. And that's why I'm calling it a solo RPG. It's not going to have the mechanics of what you expect from RPG, like dice rolling, anything like that. I couldn't do that on this even if I tried. But it's a solo roleplay story, really. It's going to rely a lot on me just like making things work. So if you've ever done like scripted stuff, this is going to be a scripted series, which is completely different from another set of Minecraft videos I have coming out where I do things and I pretend I'm in a Fallout world. That has less roleplay and more terms of like story and more about mechanics. Well, this is going to be a completely scripted world. Now, this world wasn't made from anything special. I just generated it normally as you would in a Minecraft world, and I'm building every single set piece location, but I'm also trying to play into what's been generated. So, like this building right here, I built. I have a whole reason for why it's here. But this path was not natural. I made this. And if you come all the way over here, you can see a village in the distance that I intend to use for my narrative. There are a few like banners in some areas, and this is just me marking stuff. They'll probably be gone in the final version. But one of the things I want to do is that I don't want to have to build everything just for time things. And instead, I'm trying to build a narrative around, build my own reasoning for why things are weird. But as we see over here, we have a ruined nether portal. A thing that I've done is I didn't put this here. This was all here. I don't want to touch anything because it's still supposed to feel like I'm playing the game as well, like going through the motions of gathering resources and doing things like that. I have a whole script written for a portal like this, as well as let me go back to the other location. Everything's pretty small right now. I only have a few locations, and because it's just finding time to write and build everything is going to take the most time. But I want to just have these videos as updates where I'm on stuff. But back to what I was saying, this was one of the first things I built when I was planning this series. It was kind of spontaneous, and I'm changing it a lot right now. But like these signs are here for me to remember where other villages are because I made a path for that one. But this one over here, let me see if I can find it. If I go like in a straight line. What's that sign started as a reminder to me of where things are, but I feel like keeping it there for the sake of narrative purposes. Like here, yeah, there's a cats. There's a whole nother village. Again, I don't take anything I find from the villages. I'll put stuff in, like if I need to, but I won't take anything because I want that to be natural. I want it to feel fresh, and also never underestimate the power of you going away for like a week and coming back and realizing, yeah, that was a lot. It happens all the time when I'm writing. When I go back to my writing, I realize I wrote that, and that's what happens a lot here. So yeah, with the town here and a little underground hideout. Again, trying not to explain how everything works. I mostly have the bed to bring it back to daytime. I know I can make it always day, but I like how seeing how things look at night, and that's just better than just having to turn always day on and off. Most of the stuff set up here is me just going through the motions of enchanting things that I need to be enchanted because that has narrative reasons. But I think I should give a far better synopsis of what this series is going to be. So, the story follows Briar, a character with amnesia who wakes up in the middle of the wilderness. When she wakes up, she's surrounded by nothing but ruins, old journals, dead things, and she has no idea who she is. But instead of trying to reclaim that memory, she thinks, maybe I should just live this life as I am now. Maybe I don't have to figure out who I am before. But it becomes quickly apparent that whatever past Briar comes from refuses to let her do so. As time goes on, she starts to slowly regain her memories, and it's becoming very clear whatever she was involved in is much darker than she knew. Now, I know that sounds kind of basic, but like I said, it's more of a log line than a synopsis. It is it's a brief synopsis, but it's more of a log line, and that's because really I don't want to spoil the story going forward. I think at most that I'm going to say is that the whole name Knight, there's a reason that's there. Uh, there's also a reason why I didn't say Briar the Knight, but that's a whole different story. So yeah, this is a quick little explanation video into my world. I like to. I'm treating it like a set piece, really. Like how if you've ever been in theater and you have to build sets, or if you've ever been in film and you have to build sets, I am very much treating this whole thing like a set. I have to it because I've done theater and I studied film, and taking the techniques you do to set up story and run through rehearsals, it's like just with yourself. It all applies here. It's kind of a weird new medium to work through, but I've been enjoying it. I'm sorry I didn't do a lot of building. It's hard for me to multitask and explain stuff while building. I think people who do Minecraft videos, they have a skill for that sort of thing. I'm just moving around to show you what places look like. But I'm treating this all like a set piece, so I can't just put things randomly around. The distance has to make sense. It has to feel natural. Like this building right here, I contemplated several times if I wanted this building to actually be here. Uh, just because of when I'm going through stage directions and where my character is moving, I thought, is this fine? And after a while and a bit of editing in my writing, the answer was yes, I could leave this here. But there are other stuff I have in other places of the world. It is definitely going to be a challenge memorizing it all. That's what Google Docs are for. But yeah, this world is going to be for a scripted series. And I'm going to routinely, hopefully, post updates on either new builds and locations. I'm going to try to not give away what they're for. Like, like I'm really trying to treat it as if we were waiting for a film to come out and people post leaks, whether that's planned by the studio or not. That's how I'm going to treat things. I'm just going to build, give you saying, hey, here's this new location. I'm going to try really, really hard not to give too much away. So, uh, hopefully, this sounds interesting for those of you who are completely fine with scripted Minecraft series. Uh, it is going to be weird having to do all this myself because I don't really have anyone to do this with. Like, since all the building is being done by me, I'm basically going to have to be acting with myself. And while some people think that's easy, it's much harder when you finally sit down and do it. As for how long the series will be, that remains to be seen. It's TBD at the moment. Because there's a version of this story where if I can get more people on board and figure out how to put people on a world like this, hopefully with Minecraft being able to like add friends on, that'll make things easier. I don't know yet. But the way the series is, it's going to be able to stand on its own in one easy quote unquote season of itself. How many episodes is still uncertain, but if things change, hopefully, I would like to bring people on board because I do have an entire story that I want to try out. But if it's not possible, I'm fine with leaving it as a standalone series with the way that I have written out right now. But anyways, thank you all for stopping by. I do hope that this is interesting to some of you and at least you're interested to see how this develops.